So I'm thinking about the gallery, and I've been thinking about how to distribute our thank you NFTs. And it's about the experience. I think it would be cool to make a super customized gallery where when someone makes a gift to our cannabis, they're sent a link to the private gallery. Now I have some questions. Can that gallery be made private where only a person who has a key would be able to enter it? That's question one, because that would be good. And then question two would be linking either different levels of a gallery, different galleries for different levels of donors. What's crazy is that this part that you watched was filmed like 3 hours ago, and it's already irrelevant. Like, the ideas, they come and change that fast. It's really fun. In my ideal world, someone donates at the gold level. Fuck yeah. Thank you, you rock. We zip them an email that has the confirmation, the tax information, the receipt that they need. And then, so the gallery is an interesting layer, and it answers the question of where to house the NFTs. And then also it could possibly, I'm going to ask somebody right now, it could possibly be a way to put a gate around the NFTs themselves, because what I don't want happening is I don't want people zapping a wallet their donations, because I think that one, from a reporting point of view and a compliance point of view, that's a fucking nightmare. But as I discovered in my last post, there's no way of stopping anybody from zapping money to a wallet. But I wonder if using a wallet to mint the NFTs and then doing the mechanism that I just described, if that's a way to prevent people from just zapping the wallet. I have questions. I have more questions than answers, and that's really what this is. As far as from a non-profit point of view, this is all super uncharted. Like, what everybody's doing is super uncharted, but what we're doing with the thank you NFTs is beyond. We're well off the face of the earth. You know, we're way off the edge of the earth with this one. Like, I'm just like, okay, cool. I mean, this is fun. This is part of being a leader and entrepreneurship and things like that, but there's so much to learn. I gotta keep track of all the people that have been helping me and answering questions. Like I said the other day, I changed my job description to Chief of Stewardship, and that means the entire organization. Now I could put this into my CRM, but honestly, it's a little more fun to do this. So I'm keeping track of all the people that are, just sharing information and helping and just being really kind. And I think honoring the intention and the spirit of the new. It was the way the cannabis industry was, and that is pretty much dead. But it's sprung anew in Web3, and people are just so fucking kind and cool and generous that I want to make sure that I'm showing my appreciation for the people that are helping me, helping us, our cannabis, big and small. So if people help you, just say thanks. Literally, you don't have to get a ledger like I'm doing. Just send people a thank you. Go on Canva and make a thank you note. Like, just literally just say thanks. People love talking about what they're passionate about, and people love sharing knowledge. And by thanking people, it encourages them to continue doing that, which makes the community stronger. See, that's why I do this for a living. All right. Back to the grindstone. Let's go. I said in a previous post that I have been having more fun with these NFTs, making thank you NFTs for our cannabis, than I did in the 13 years of working in cannabis, owning a dispensary and a grow. And I think that's because the creativity, one, is unbridled. It's unconstrained, I think, only by my imagination and probably my budget. But, thinking back to my time in the field, it was a different type of creativity. It was a pragmatic creativity. It was economizing and maximizing, and then also being clandestine and not getting arrested, which apparently I did poorly at. It wasn't necessarily fun. It was challenging. I could sink my teeth and claws into it, and that I enjoyed, but it wasn't fun. I don't think it was fun. I mean, maybe it was, but it was mostly just a shit kicking. It was. That's why I don't work in cannabis. That's why I've turned offers down. That's why I won't. It's not fun to me anymore. It's probably important to put some clarity on that. Why it's not fun to me anymore. I climbed that mountain twice. I hit every goal. I won everything that I wanted. I set out and did everything that I wanted to do. Everything. And, it's kind of like when you learn how to ski, the bunny hill's not fun anymore, so you go to another bigger hill. That's where I'm at with cannabis. Which is why I have the authority to help people get in the field, because I'm going to tell you exactly what it's like. It's a lot of fucking work. There's a lot of bullshit. But also, aside from laboratories and extraction, I never really messed with those. There's almost nothing that my team and I haven't done in the field. And there was a satisfaction that came from working in the field, and I'm jaded. I'm jaded. I'm jaded. And I'm over it. It doesn't mean that there's not opportunities for you or for other people. There is. Oh my God, they're everywhere. They're great. And that interests me, is that what I chose to do was exceptionally difficult and wrought with danger. The cannabis industry, for the most part, isn't really like that anymore. It's becoming normalized, which is great. And so it's unlikely that people have as difficult of a go as we did. I fucking hope not. If you do, call me. We'll talk. But that's kind of why that's why I don't work in the space, and that's why I'm here as a guide and a stewardship, and helping and overseeing and guiding people in and helping them find places that'll treat them well and treat them right. I got a couple axes to grind, and the way people are treated is one of them. You'll see in my post. You're gonna see in the future. I'll go toe to toe with somebody, and they go, "Holy fuck, what's that guy's problem?" And I go, "Well, you guys are assholes. You don't treat people right, and I'm gonna tell you, because that's my job." So I just want to put that out there, that I climbed the mountain that I wanted to climb, and there's nothing more to do. It doesn't appeal to me. It doesn't satisfy me in the way that our cannabis does, in the way that the work through the charity does. This is the best, most enriching work that I've ever done, without a doubt. And I love it. I love it. I totally love it. Oh God, I love it. Great. So anyway, back to the nonprofit stuff, but I wanted to put that in there. And in case people are like, "Oh man, if the cannabis industry is so great, why aren't you in it?" And the cannabis industry could be the best industry. It could be. And that's why I get chompy, and that's why I'll take people to task, is because it has the promise and the opportunity. It's never been done before. It could be the best of everything. That's exciting. Okay, back to this thing. Some of the creativity that we can do around our cannabis, the foundation, and thanking. Man, this is fun. Things that are possible. I'm just beginning to open my mind to, and I'm like, whoa, wait a minute, like, oh my god. Hey, like, let me get a cup and catch my brain because it's dripping out of my ear, and then think about how this could be implemented in stewardship. And I'm like, wow, this is really cool. So this is what I'm thinking. If you're going to steal my idea, then whatever. Cite me at least. But I don't give a shit because it boils down to execution. Which, okay, this is what I'm thinking. All right. As you can see, I'm not an artist. But what I have is an idea. And the idea is to have a gallery where we bring in groups, 8 to 12 people, donors, and the people that are at the various levels come in together. And then we have a gumball machine here. So you come in through a maze, a tunnel of just a jungle of marijuana leaves, and then come into a room where there's a gumball machine. Use a token, just like whatever, it's basically a password, but we're going to represent it as our daisy, as our token, where everybody will put their token in the gumball machine, pull the big lever, because that's how you operate gumball machines, with big levers, and then whatever NFT will pop up will just get dispensed. We're going to randomize it. So everybody at the gold level will get these NFTs and et cetera, et cetera. But I'm not going to tell anybody what they are. And there'll be different ones for different levels. And what you get is what you get, which is kind of fun. But I thought it'd be cool to, like, go through this little maze thing made out of pot leaves, which just seems fun, and then actually get to pull a big lever virtually, of course, and then see what you get as far as our appreciations for your philanthropy. And it'd be cool to have, not a big crowd in the room, but enough people in the room, and everybody can look at each other's NFTs and build a community that way. That's kind of where my mind is at, because I'm like, galas and things like that are expensive and fucking stupid, and maybe some people want to go to black tie galas. I'll throw on a penguin suit, but it's not really my thing. I'd rather just do whatever. But I think that the opportunity with Web3 and with NFT is to build community online and to do it in a fun and creative way. I don't know if that's a good idea. I don't know if it's possible. I don't know anything. You got me. But I am thinking, as I said, more unbridled, without constraint, and that is fun compared to what I had done previously. And yeah, we made a fuckload of money, and we did a hell of a lot of good at the same time, and that's great. And yeah, that's great, but it wasn't really fun. I was miserable. I made more money than I knew what to do with, but I was miserable, and I never had any time to spend my fucking money. Now I'm broker than I've ever been. I've actually not ever than ever been, but I'm fucking flat broke. I don't care. I'm just like, whatever. This is fun, and I get to putz around with this NFT stuff. We still have the work of the organization. We still have our mission. We still do all of the work of that. But this, to me, is this NFT Web3 thing, like our appreciation gallery. That's what I'm going to call that. It's just our appreciation gallery. And like, that's fun. It's almost like a little hobby right now, but it's a hobby with a purpose, which is cool. So this has been my thoughts, and maybe they'll shed some light on the creative process of what's going on with us, because every nonprofit person I talk to, nobody's doing this. No one is doing this. And like I said, I think it's huge. I think the opportunity for stewardship and deepening relationships with donors and the people that are being served in the community. I haven't found really any boundaries except for my imagination and probably the budget. The budget's going to be a big thing. I'll probably do whatever I want if I had the budget for it. I mean, yeah, but none of this has cost anything. Well, it cost me 2 cents, but the rest of this has been volunteered, which is why I have my handy dandy thank you journal, appreciation journal, to appropriately thank all the people that have been helping me along the way. So, yeah, if you're a nonprofit, then keep watching, and I'll fill you in on things that I know. I can say that I talked with an attorney, I don't know, my days blur together, and he said that a way to maybe avert compensation gifting is to do a randomized, like a gumball machine. So it's not a, hey, if you give us $10,000, you'll get this NFT. So he thought randomizing the thank you or the appreciations would be a way to sort of separate that out. That's one thing for the people that don't know about nonprofits. That's one thing you cannot do, is you cannot give us a gift and I say, well, hey, if you give us $10,000, then I'm going to give you anything of value. That's not how it works, which is a whole nother can of worms, and I'll have a little more guidance on that Friday. Today's Wednesday, about that. But the main thing that I'm focused on is stewardship, but also because we're a 501c3 organization, I want to leverage the greatest incentive we have, and that's, well, it's the second greatest incentive we have aside from the joy of giving and knowledge that someone is changing and impacting the world. That's number one. People give because they want to see impacts in the world. This number two reason people give, and there's others, is sometimes a more pragmatic one, and that is it can be a great way to offset your tax burden, capital gains. So if you got sick alpha and you rode it to the moon, then donating to charity is a great way to reduce your tax burden. So I want to take advantage of the advantage that nonprofits have. And I'm not too keen on doing auctions. The whole world is auctioning NFTs. You know, like, I'm not interested in that. I'm interested in people making gifts because of their charitable spirit and because they like what we're doing and how we're changing people's lives, and they want their money used for that. And I want them to enjoy a unique, one-of-a-kind, special appreciation from us as an organization. And I want them to enjoy the tax benefits that may come along with that. So that's my position. That's why I'm doing what I'm doing. It's to utilize the nonprofit in the way that it's supposed to be utilized. Okay. Cool. So more answers to come, but this is all all of this is unprecedented. And I've met so many people that are just so giving and so kind with their information. Thank you, Ledger. And, but specifically in the nonprofit space, nobody's doing what we're doing. No one, I mean, nobody. And, copy and paste my ideas. Go for it. Seriously. Like, I want nonprofit people to go, hey, this is a great way to increase the endearment to our organization, because when people feel connected to nonprofits, they give more. And the more nonprofits have, the more impact, the more good they can do. So, this is Matt Hoffman. Plagiarize the shit out of me, but at least cite me. All right. I'll see you guys. Usually I say in the cannabis field, usually I say LinkedIn, but I think this one's going to go on YouTube. So this will just be a running kind of behind the scenes of Web3 NFTs and nonprofits and stewardship and how to leverage the new technology and drive donor retention. All right, I'm done. I'm fucking toast too. My brain's toast. It's fun.